Let's make strawberry tonguehulu. Start with 2 cups sugar and 1 cup water. Bring it to a boil, but don't stir. Shake it if you need to. When your sugar starts to get a little color, dip something in there and then directly into a glass of ice water. If the sugar on the end gets crispy, we're ready to dip. Into our sugar and then into our ice water. That is one shiny strawberry. That is crazy good. Let's make homemade peeps. Start by adding a few drops of food coloring or powdered dyes to your sugar. Mix them all up. Now into a medium bowl, add a 1/3 cup cold water and about 3 tablespoons of powdered gelatin. Let this bloom for 10 minutes. Now in a small saucepan, add 1.5 cups water and 3 cups of sugar. Then without stirring, let that sugar dissolve. Add your gelatin, and when the gelatin dissolves, bring this to a low boil for 15 minutes. You don't want this to happen. Add the liquid to your mixer and whisk. Toss in a bit of vanilla. Once it's thickened, stop mixing. Dust the bottom of your parchment paper. Add your marshmallow to a piping bag. Pipe on your peeps. Then cover with sugar and let them sit overnight to set. These things really are the cutest, aren't they? Once these have had some nice time to rest, we'll open them up for that marshmallowy goodness. I mean, you have to admit, those marshmallows came out really well. Time to take a little bite. Wait, these taste way better than actual peeps. Let's make Fruity Pebbles ice cream. Knife thrower with a tiny knife. First we'll make Fruity Pebble milk. 1 cup milk and a big handful of pebbles. In a small saucepan, 1 cup milk, 2 cups heavy cream, 2/3 cup sugar. Whisk until the sugar dissolves. To a separate bowl, add 6 egg yolks. Whisk them up a little bit, then slowly temper in a bit of our milk mixture. Now all of it goes back on the heat until thickened. Once it thickens enough to coat the back of a spoon, let it cool. Scoop in our ice cream. Look at that perfect soft serve. That might be my favorite bowl of ice cream ever. Time for a little bite. Damn, that's good. Let's make crispy Alfredo chicken wings. Got that quick 2-hour delivery? Brine those wings in buttermilk and pickle juice. Let them sit for half an hour. Season your potato starch, then dredge your wings. Tap off that excess. First fry those wings a few minutes at 325 Fahrenheit, then at 375 Fahrenheit till golden brown and crispy. Wings just don't get better than that. Drop in your wings, then hit them with a little salt. Now for our sauce. Into our pan we'll add a 1/2 stick of butter, 2 tablespoons minced garlic, and once that's nice and toasty, a cup of heavy cream. Then grate 1 1/4 cups Parmesan cheese. That cheese is fluffy as can be. Pour that thickened sauce over your wings. Hit them with those fresh chopped chives. This is one of those things that you just taste and never forget. I'm gonna dream about these every night. Look at how unbelievably good that looks. Now we give it a try. Without a question, one of the top 5 things I've ever made on TikTok. Let's make cheesy garlic bread. Chop off your garlic's head, place it in a ramekin, then cover it in olive oil, salt, and pepper. Roast at 400 Fahrenheit till golden brown. 40 minutes later, you'll have the best garlic of your life. 3/4 cup warm water, 1 packet active dry yeast, and a little pinch of sugar. Rest for 5 minutes. Now add 1.5 tablespoons olive oil, 1/2 teaspoon vinegar, and a pinch of salt. Slowly add 1.5 to 2 cups of bread flour. Once that dough is as smooth as a baby's bottom, drop it into a greased bowl. Cover with a damp towel and rest in a warm place for an hour. Slide that dough onto a baking sheet and press it out. Cover it again 15 minutes. Make indents in your dough. Pour your garlic oil over it, then squeeze out that garlic confit. I had to do 2 because of how good this is. Add some melty cheese, then bake at 475 Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. Listen to that cheesy goodness. Hit it with a few chives. I gotta say, that looks pretty ridiculous. Enjoy that cheesy insanity. Quite possibly one of the cheesiest things I've ever made. That is just unfair. Let's make banana tonguehulu. 2 cups sugar, 1 cup water. Bring this to a boil and don't stir. Swirl if you need to. Do you peel from the top or the bottom? I'm more of a top guy myself. Once the sugar hits 300 Fahrenheit, dip in that banana, then plunge it into ice water. Can you see that perfect shine on the banana? I will say it can slide off and it looks a little weird. If you want to keep cooking with me, join me tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern on Amazon Live. Let's give it a try. Cool consistency, but I don't know if I really like it. Let's make homemade goldfish. Out of here, goldfish. There's a new sheriff in town. To a blender or food processor, add 3 cups of sharp cheddar cheese, 1 cup all-purpose flour, a sprinkle of paprika, a little onion powder, garlic powder, and salt. Pulse till it combines a little bit. Add in 6 tablespoons of cold butter. Pulse until it makes pea-sized clumps. Now drizzle in about a tablespoon of cold water until it forms a ball. Flour your work surface and drop down that dough. Shape it into a nice ball. Divide it in half, then roll it out as thin as you can get it. Now shape out your goldfish, and we're ready to bake. Once we've laid them on our parchment sheet, we'll hit them with some flaky salt and bake 15 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit. These look incredible. I organized them in a perfect color gradient. This has to be one of the most fun things I've made yet. I'm not kidding, these are really addicting. And the homemade ones are crunchier too. They actually taste like real cheese. Let's make nature's cereal, but a little bit fancy. We'll start by removing the coconut's bathing suit. I can already tell this is a juicy ass coconut. Scoop out some of that flesh. We'll use it later for extra flavor. To assemble, we'll add a few mini ice cubes, some chopped coconut flesh, a few raspberries, strawberries, blueberries, and our coconut water. Since you wanted it fancy, let's finish with a gold leaf. Because how could it get fancier than that? Time to try it out. Am I supposed to chew the ice? I'll say this, it's not the worst thing I've ever tasted. Let's make mango chicken. I'll drop in my chicken thighs, brine them in equal parts buttermilk, and pickle juice. Trust me, this recipe will tickle your pickle. Try to find a few champagne mangoes. These are the best. For your mango sauce, some sesame oil, then some garlic. Your onions and peppers, then some mango juice, soy sauce, rice vinegar, chili paste, ketchup, salt, a little honey too. Finish it off with your mango, and then set this aside. Cut your chicken into nuggets, just like that. For our dredge, 1 cup cornstarch, 2 cups panko breadcrumb, chili powder, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Dredge your chicken, then shake off the excess. First fry a few minutes at 325 Fahrenheit, then again at 375 till golden brown and crispy. Pour on that mango sauce. This is the most unbelievably crispy looking piece of chicken right here. Come on. Let's make churro fries. That's right, churro French fries. In a small saucepan, add a 1/2 cup water, 3 tablespoons butter, and a tablespoon sugar. Bring to a boil. Then add a 1/2 cup flour and stir until clumpy. Once the mixture makes a big ball like this, rest for 10 minutes. For our chocolate sauce, a 1/2 cup heavy cream, 3 ounces of chocolate, a little cayenne pepper, and a pinch of flaky salt. Save this for later. Now off the heat, add in 1 egg and a little pinch of vanilla extract. Drop this into a piping bag. If you don't have a piping bag, just cut out the corner of a plastic bag and you're ready to fry. Pipe in your fries at 375 Fahrenheit and remove them once golden brown and crispy. Add them to our bowl, then add some sugar and some cinnamon. Meet the new and improved French fry, the churro fry. Now we dip and eat. Let's make homemade chips and salsa. Start by cutting up a few peppers, 1/2 an onion, a few cloves of garlic, maybe something a little spicy if you like it, but I don't really like it. A few Roma tomatoes, and some old corn tortillas to have those ready to fry. How do so many people not know that tortilla chips come from corn tortillas? It seems like such a straightforward thing to me. Fry those tortillas in some nice hot oil. Then once they're nice and golden brown, take them out. Drop in those chips. Hit them with some flaky salt. Start with a little olive oil on your baking sheet. Then evenly spread out all your vegetables facing downwards. These are gonna roast in the oven for a while. Hit them with a little bit of salt and then a little bit of pepper. Toss these in the oven at 400 Fahrenheit till they're golden brown and sizzly. Listen to that crackle. To a blender, add your cilantro, fresh squeezed lime juice, a little bit of salt, then all those roasted veggies. Now blend it up. Add it to a bowl, cover it with plastic wrap, then add some hickory chips and smoke it up. Now we'll take off the wrap. These are insanely, insanely good. Some of the best salsa I have ever had. Let's make a wagy burger. Full video will be on my YouTube. We'll start here with number 1 and no, he's too precious. I can't throw him. Grind until it looks like this. We'll make our patty, place it down and give it a smash. Flip your patty over. Then place down your cheese. Knead that pretzel bun dough until soft and smooth. Then shape them into that perfect bun. Cook your buns in some boiling water with baking soda. This is what makes them pretzel buns. Place these in the oven at 425 Fahrenheit. And here's the bun I'm gonna be using. We're picking the Nick bun, because this is the Nick burger. Toast those buns till they're nice and golden brown. To assemble our burger, I'll add some lettuce so things don't get soggy. First patty, a slice of tomato with some black flaky salt, crispy fried onions, a first layer of our special sauce, second patty, homemade pickle, and then our bun with a little more special sauce. Tell me that's not one of the most beautiful burgers you've ever seen. Let's cut this juicy boy in half. That right there is a burger. It's one of the craziest bites of burgers that I've ever had. Let's make a crispy chicken sandwich. For our brioche buns, water, milk, and yeast. Egg, salt, all-purpose flour, whole wheat flour. Then add your butter. Divide, shape into balls. Once they've rested, egg wash, then bake them. Chicken thighs, brine in buttermilk, and pickle juice. Season up your potato starch, then dredge our chicken. Shake off that excess. Then we'll double fry our chicken, first at 325 Fahrenheit, then at 375. Let them rest when they're nice and crispy. Hit them with a little buttermilk dill powder. Toast those buns. Crispy gang, where you at? We'll start with our lemon aioli, add our chicken, couple of homemade pickles, then that big beautiful bun. Tell me that doesn't look absurdly good. All right, we gotta give our sandwich a shot. I'm really curious to see how that compares to Popeyes. Let's order on Grubhub. Not a flex, but I have $143 in Grubhub perks right now. Maybe there'll be a deal for Popeyes. All right, now I'm a little nervous based on the crispiness levels of this one. Here goes nothing. They're both so good, it's too hard to tell. Let's make deep fried lobster mac and cheese balls. Salmon H-Woo, you're going down. We'll start with good old Larry the Lobster. He's a real handsome fella. Time for him to go. Give Larry a quick steam. Salt your water like the ocean, then add in that macaroni. I got a cool new way of straining things lately. Melt a half stick of butter, followed by a 1/4 cup of flour. Now add in 2 cups of half and half and stir to thicken. For the cheese, we'll start with a big hunk of this synthetic but really melty cheese. Then we'll add a big handful of cheddar and a bunch of Colby Jack. Stir it until melty and cheesy like this. In goes our macaroni, a few breadcrumbs, and that fresh lobster meat. Toss it in the fridge for about a half an hour. Crack a few eggs. Shape your mac and cheese into balls and then roll in the egg, then into breadcrumb. 375 Fahrenheit. And once they're golden brown, out they come. Perfection. Look at that lobster in there. I am so excited. That is just unfair. Let's make salt cured egg yolks. Add 1 pound of kosher salt and 1 pound of sugar to a blender. Blend to break things up a little bit. It should now be a nice fine powder. Pour half this mixture evenly across a baking sheet. Using a whole egg, make 12 indents into the mixture. The yolks will sit here. Separate out your egg yolks, then place them gently into the indentation. Do your best to remove those little white bits that hang off the edge. Now that we have our army of egg yolks, I'll gently cover all of them with the sugar and salt mixture. We'll give this a generous covering of plastic wrap and then leave this in the fridge for a week. After a week in the fridge, we'll take off our plastic wrap. Digging these out is so fun. It's like digging for fossils. I'll rinse them in water, dry them off, then toss these in the oven at 200 Fahrenheit for 30 to 40 minutes. You know what these kind of look like? Apricots. Grate your yolk over a Japanese A5 Wagyu. Now hit that with just a little bit of flaky salt and you're ready to eat. That's unbelievable. Let's make dino nuggets. Grind up some fresh Dinosaur, then add some buttermilk, garlic powder, onion powder, and lemon pepper. Then add an egg, a little ketchup, and some Parmesan cheese. Spread it onto a greased baking sheet, then freeze. Punch out your dinosaurs. Crack 2 eggs into a small bowl, along with a 1/3 cup buttermilk. Bathe your dinosaurs in the egg wash, and then the panko breadcrumbs. Our cute little baby is ready to fry. Drop them in at 375 until golden brown. Who knows the name of this dinosaur? For our dipping sauce, a little mayo and a little truff. I'm going head first. That's seriously amazing.